Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club and a collaboration that we're doing with Pagemaps. So a few of us, or a bunch of us, are being featured for Pagemaps March sketches, and I was one that was a lucky one asked to do one of them. I was given this fun sketch. It's supposed to have 3 photos and a really big type of embellishment down at the bottom there. I do follow the sketch pretty closely in where I lay my papers and everything. However, I don't use this many photos. You'll see as we get to it. And I struggled with this layout immensely. Not exactly sure why, but I did. I should backtrack. I think one of the reasons why I struggled with it is originally I'm wanting to use this panda bear. It's one of the random embellishments from the Willow Lane collection. I am trying to just use all Willow Lane. This is that beautiful collection by Maggie Holmes from last fall. I was able to use I think it was a bunny, in the yellow dress. I was able to use that one for a Thanksgiving layout that I had scrapped last year, and it just happened to fit really, really well with that. So I was like, I just have this one last one. I can use it. I can. This is one of those random embellishments that are even too random for me. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And we all know I can do random embellishments, but this panda is just weird to me. So anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to go through and use it. I am literally looking through every single sheet of pattern paper. There's a few that I really don't want to touch yet because I have other plans for them, so they automatically go to the side. I come up with kind of this 5 or 6 here. I definitely want to use one of these as a scallop, like you can see in the sketch above the 4x6 photo. There's a scallop, and I definitely want to highlight that feature. I like that feature, so I am going to go ahead and trim one of those out because I know for sure I want to use that. Pretty sure I'm going to use the white one because it's got a more defined scallop to it, so it's easier to fussy cut. I really like this blue and teal piece of pattern paper, and it's like the exact perfect width that I need to coincide with what the sketch is kind of showing me. The only thing is the backside of that pattern paper, so I'm sure it's probably the B side. It's a really pretty pink, like tone on tone, different colored, like kind of a fun little pattern to the back of it. And I haven't used that side yet, and I really wanted to, but I don't. So it's okay. There's enough pink in this collection. It's not a big deal, but I was saving that little chunk there so I could use the pink side of it, and I don't. I'm going to use that teal again. And then you can see I'm just trying to look here. I'm assuming I'm going to use this grid paper for my background, but I have a problem. I never really realized this, but I think I have an issue scrapping when my base is cream. I don't mind using cream, but when the base is cream, I struggle. And I've just learned this about myself. This is something new. So I'm like, this isn't really working. I don't know. I was so struggling. I hadn't picked out pictures yet, anything like that. And then what ends up happening is I think everything's still recording. I'm good to go. And my camera dies. So my phone ran out of battery. I had to sit and charge it. And while I did that, I go ahead and play around a little bit more play around with the papers and try to figure things out. I find a photo, and I'm still struggling, but at least I have got a place to go. So that is why all of a sudden it's just a blank white piece of cardstock and just a couple pieces on my table now. I found these 2 photos. These are of Sean and I holding Barrett for the first time. So they're very recent, obviously. And I felt like it worked with the teal, and then I pulled in that bright pop of blue, but I didn't want my photos to be just against the blue. It was a little too stark. So I am going to just do a tiny, tiny border of this very pretty, it's a cream and pink polka dot. It's so pretty. I love this. I also really like the backside of this one too. So I only used it to border it, and then I was going to save the rest of it for something else. So I go ahead and back that, and then I'm going to back the blue. The blue, I don't think the back side of it I am worried about, so I can use that up as much as I want. And I am going to go ahead and do the technique where I cut a little bit, and then you can see right here, I'm tearing it. I love this look. It brings in just another added texture to a layout and just doesn't make everything straight and perfect. So I really love to do that. You see me do it a lot, I'm sure. It's just one of my favorite go-to techniques. And if you are looking for something to add just a touch of texture to a layout, that's a really great way to go ahead and do it. So now I'm thinking, okay, I've got the kind of the base of at least the photo part down. I need to create this awesome square that I can see in the sketch. And you know me, I like to stitch, so why not go ahead and create some stitching lines. I'm going to do the vertical lines in teal and the yellow lines, the horizontal lines in yellow. I think that's how it goes. I wanted it to be one way, it didn't work, and I switched it, and I'm pretty sure that's the way I switched it. But I did want a contrast in the difference, so I like that. And it's subtle because the colors are represented in my layout anyways, so it just kind of is in the background. Now, you can see that big honkin' deer. That is the one thing, plus the title, which says the day you were born. That is not from Willow Lane collection. The deer is from her collection before that one, which was Flourish, I believe. That is, I've kind of been hoarding this deer because it was said baby to me. So I knew I was going to use it for a layout for Barrett, and I've just kind of been hoarding it, and I remembered I had it, pulled it out, and it works perfectly for that big embellishment piece down at the bottom. Then I just added a little added thing, and I think it says there's sunshine in my soul today or on my heart today, something along the lines of that. So I put that down there as well. You saw me cut out the title. Obviously I couldn't just stick that on the photos because it would have covered our faces and everything. So I just fussy cut around and was able to put the title on my photo so you could see it in between the two. Thankfully, Barrett's towel, when I turned it to black and white, it's more of the white color. And then, of course, my hospital gown is white. So everything just was nice and clear there. Sean was wearing a black shirt, so obviously that's showing up as black. So I wouldn't have been able to do that if there was a lot more black in the photo, but it works really well there. To create that last little tiny stripped vertical line that you can see in the sketch, I went ahead and just did the little hearts that I fussy cut out. I love that look. Those hearts are probably one of my favorite features of this collection. I love it so much. So now, like I was saying, these photos are taken the day that Barrett was born. I had an interesting labor with him. He was quick, I'll say that for sure. It was just Sean and I in the room this time, and that is something new. With Jackson and Nora, we had our moms in, and my sister was our photographer. But we decided that because he's our last one, we were going to go ahead and just be the two of us. So it was really special, and he came very, very quickly. I all of a sudden just felt like super uncomfortable and a lot of pressure, and the doctor was like, okay, well, let's check and see what happens. And she went ahead and checked me, and my water broke, and his head was ready to come. And so within like 5 minutes of her checking me, he was born. It was quick. And in total, I think I was induced at about, I don't know, maybe 12, if even. It could have even been closer to 1. And he was born at 4:57, I believe. So he was very, very quick. But we were so excited when he was here, and it's, like I said, if you didn't know, he was our surprise baby. We were done with Nora. We were good with 2 and everything, and he became our lovely surprise, and I couldn't imagine life without him now, but we were shocked and we're just like, okay, here we go. So it's a fun new adventure for us, and it was really special to just be the two of us, and he's here. And so I really wanted to document just us holding him for the first time, and it's just a very special layout. So I thought it was so fitting to do with this sketch. It all seemed to tie in perfectly. I am putting in my finishing embellishments here. So to tie in the fact that there needs to be kind of 3 elements. So my photo, you can see I did that little pocket there. I'm going to put some journaling in there. And then I struggled on what else to do. And what ends up happening is I take the florals from the collection. I think I take a chipboard one and then one of the foam ones. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in the corner where that other little kind of square type photo would be. And that is how I finish up the layout to make it kind of resemble the sketch as if there would have been photos there. So just because you see photos in a sketch doesn't mean that those places absolutely have to be done with photos. You can use other elements to represent that. So this is what my layout looks like. I thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hop along with everyone else's layouts. We are doing a hop today with all of them, and I love it. So here's a look at my final layout. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and thanks Becky for letting me create this layout with your beautiful sketch. Bye!